we're coming into Imsouane, and this area is so dry and rocky, so very, very dry. And there's the ocean and there's the town. Oh, and there's waves. Great. It's occurred to me that every country we visit, everyone has their daily bread, and they all do it slightly differently. So I'm going to show you what we're finding here in Imsouane in Morocco. There's a guy right out there just outside from our apartment, and he's there all day baking these bread things. So I'm going to go and get a couple and show you what I'm going to do with them. So here is our bread, 2 dirhams each, so that's about 20 cents each. 40 cents, that's US, 40 cents for these, and look how big they are. So what I've got, I've made some homemade taco seasoning. I just keep this in the fridge, that can travel with us. I've got some mincemeat, I've got some chopped up onion, red and green capsicum, finely chopped tomato, and loads of coriander. And I'm going to cook it all with butter, because butter's better. And I've cut them in half, and you can kind of open them up kind of like a pita pocket, but not like more of a bread pocket. So I'm just going to cook all this up and I'm going to stuff it in there and then eat, and it's going to be fantastic. So I'm doing this because this is the kind of stuff you can easily get here. Well, I didn't buy the mince here, I bought it in Agadir. We did a supermarket run yesterday, and I've just frozen the mince in little packets. So I've pan fried the onion and garlic and butter and olive oil, and then I've browned the mince, and now I'm adding the capsicum. I'm going to cook that a little bit because Caesar doesn't like raw capsicum, he wants it to be a bit cooked. And then when that's a bit soft, I'll add my taco seasoning that I made. So in the taco seasoning, I've got, let's see, paprika, cumin, oregano, onion powder, garlic powder, salt, ground black pepper, a little bit of palm flour, that's that stuff. Not gin, I don't put that in there. And ground coriander. So that's my own personal preference of portion, loads and loads of coriander. First things first, shove a bunch of cheese in there, because the cheese is going to go all melty when I put that in it. Oh yeah. And there we have it. Giant, amazing lunch, nice and fresh and warm, and melty cheese in the bottom, delicious. So that's what I'm doing with the Moroccan bread. I mean, I guess I can think of loads of other things, but this is the best idea I've come up with so far for our lunch. It's Saturday afternoon and there has been no surf. Our work is done and I've got to leave the house, so we're going to go for a little walk here in Imsouane and go to one of the couple of bars that we found, or accommodations that have restaurants and bars, and they only have beer and wine. There's no spirits, no cocktails, and just have a beer and have a look at the low tide. Pathetic, not actually able to surf on waves, and maybe the 50 or 60 people all hustling for the not actual waves. So that's what we're going to do. But I have to say, when there's no surf, I'm really not too keen to get out and about in this town, and I'll show you why.
Rubbish and more unfinished buildings and construction.
Yeah, and the lookout for the cat. Yeah. And the animals in pitiful conditions. That one's got a collar on it. Building sites, and if you need a little bit of space to put your building materials, just put it in the road. It's still foggy. It's because the water's cold and the air is warm, so it gets super foggy. Reminds me of Peru, Porto Malabrigo and Chicama. We stayed there for a month or so. And this is the other problem with Imsouane, the rubbish. At least Porto Malabrigo in the town was mostly tidy because they had those ladies every morning, early in the morning, going and cleaning up. Yeah. But this place is just terrible. There's trash everywhere, even on the beach. I don't even want to go for a walk on the beach because the place is literally trashed. None in the water that I've seen, so that's okay.
The beach is just along the cliff.
Yeah, well, there's holes in the cliff, and so people put their used single-use drink cartons and bottles in the little holes in the cliff. The cats, oh man, they meow pitifully when they're hungry. It just breaks my little heart. Poor things. Now this, this is head height. I nearly walked into it the other day. It's an electrical cable from the overhead power lines. Holy freaking cow. That terrifies the hell out of me. I don't see a bunch of dead bodies underneath it, so I don't think it's going to kill you. But still, more stray dogs. And that one might, I don't know, some of them have got collars and tags, so not all of them are stray, but some of them are, and they're in terrible, terrible condition. Trash everywhere. It's just so bad. It's so bad. So yeah, not a very attractive place to just go for a walk to get out of the house when there's no surf. So when there's no surf, we tend to just stay at home a lot. That's not very good for our health. Ooh, another dog in pretty poor condition. More rubbish, more building sites. Beach over there. This is the shortcut we've discovered down to the beach. So yeah, that's a little glimpse of the little town of Imsouane. But it's good because the wave is good, even though there might be 300 people in the water. This is why we're here. I'll flip you around and let's have a look at the wave. See, I'm not kidding when I say like 300 people in the water. I don't know, I'm not going to count them. You have to take a photo and then count them. But look at that. There's so many people and the wave is so small. It's tiny. There is something though for a longboard. I mean, we could have surfed today, but oh well. Maybe tomorrow in the morning. The idea is to be in the water at 7 a.m. so that you avoid the crowd. It's a good wave, Africa's longest wave. Maybe if you want to take a screenshot and then count how many people are in that water. Oh look, it's got to be maybe over 200. That is so many people. But most of them are beginners or intermediates, so you can just kind of work around them if you're not a beginner or intermediate. But there's dropping in all over the place, and that's coming from the locals, it's coming from the instructors. They push their students into waves that have already got someone on it, pushing them in potentially into a collision. So there's no etiquette here, guys, none at all. No manners, no etiquette, it's a free-for-all. I don't know why, but so far the crowd just isn't bothering me. I don't know, everyone's pretty chill, it's pretty relaxed, and you know, someone's going to drop in on me, whatever. It means also that I'm going to drop in on someone else, and if it's a beginner or intermediate and they're just going to go straight, I'm like, fine, I'll do my thing on this end of the wave and you can have that end. But if I look back and they know what they're doing, I'll just kick out and let them have it. That's my, look at that, 3 people on the, and now there's only 1. So yeah, if they look like they know what they're doing, I'll let them have it. But if they don't, I'm just going to go, because they're just going to go straight and then they're going to fall off. And there's just so many beginners out here. So yeah, that's the wave at Imsouane.